Okay, so in this video we're going to solve three-step equations. So that means that equations have three inverses that you need to go through before you can find the solution. So here's my first example, and again, if you've watched my other videos, you'll know that I put all my working down the right-hand side. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm solving to find m. So I'm going to subtract the 8 from both sides to begin with. So doing that leaves me with 3m minus 4 equals 5 minus 8, which is negative 3. The next thing I'm going to do is divide by 3, because I need to make sure that I'm just left with m minus 4, the bracket. So divide by 3. So on the left I'm left with m minus 4, and on the right it's minus 3 divided by 3, which is minus 1. My final step to leave m on its own is to add 4 to both sides. And remember, you're doing the inverse operation. So m equals minus 1 plus 4, which is 3. And as you can see, there's the three steps that we went through to solve the equation. Okay, let's have a look at a second example. This time I'll make sure there's a fraction in there. So we'll do x over 2 plus 5 equals negative 18. Okay, so I'm going to write my working on the right hand side. So let's have a look at this equation. So everything here is in the bracket, and I've got it multiplying by 6. So I'm going to divide by 6 first to both sides. So left on the left hand side, if I divide through by 6, I'm left with that. And then on the right, minus 18 divided by 6 is minus 3. Okay, the next step. This is a fraction here, nothing to do with this bit, so I'm going to subtract 5 to both sides to make sure I isolate the x over 2. And on the right, minus 3 minus 5 is minus 8. To isolate the x, this is currently being divided by 2, so I'm going to multiply by 2, so that's the inverse operation. And again, do that to both sides means I'm left with x on the left and minus 16 on the right. And there's my three steps, 1, 2, 3. Final example that I'm going to do, I'll make sure I involve a fraction where the whole of this bit is divided by 2, but not the 10, and then the answer equals 8. Okay, so because the 10 is not involved in the fraction, the first thing I'm going to do is subtract 10 from both sides, leaving me with a fraction on the left, all divided by 2, and 8 to take away 10 is minus 2. So because the whole of this is divided by 2, to undo that I'm going to multiply by 2. So multiplying both sides by 2 leaves me just with d minus 7 on the left and minus 4 on the right. The final step is to add 7 to isolate the d, so I'm going to add 7 to both sides, leaving me with d equals minus 4 plus 7, which is 3.